everyone. I am so excited to welcome each of you to the Erin Ritchey Memorial Awards and our DD Hall of Fame induction. I'm Dr. Pamela Combs, and I'm the superintendent at the Montgomery County Board of Developmental Disability Services. Our vision at the Board of DDS is a community where people with developmental disabilities can thrive and live and be valued and respected within their community and live without barriers to the best of their abilities. And we're just so excited tonight to recognize superheroes in our community that do so much to make our vision a reality. We're also thankful to each and every one of you who's joining us tonight to meet these superheroes and to hear how they're changing Montgomery County.
Hi, I'm Madeline Isley. For over 50 years now, my sister Alice has received services from the Montgomery County Developmental Disability Services. That means for over half a century, by extension, my parents, my brother, and I have also benefited from knowing that Alice is safe and sound and that her life is enriched and enhanced. Therefore, it is my absolute privilege to serve as the president of the board of the Montgomery County Developmental Disability Services, whose mission is to empower people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to live rich and rewarding lives based on their goals and objectives. That's why the Developmental Disabilities Hall of Fame is so important. What better way to showcase the importance of pursuing goals and choices than through the Hall of Fame Awards? Thank you to the awardees for reminding us every day to continue to push for the best for people with developmental disabilities. You know, now more than ever, community is so important to create and uphold. These awards give us time to pause and reflect and be thankful for the supports that our friends and family members with developmental disabilities have. Thank you for all that you do.
Hello, I'm Greg Darling. I'm the Executive Director of the Disability Foundation, and I'm also honored to serve as the manager of the Brighter Tomorrow Foundation. Founded in 1990 as a concept of the Montgomery County Board of Developmental Disability Services, Brighter Tomorrow was founded to benefit people living with developmental disabilities in Montgomery County through the distribution of grants to area nonprofit organizations. In our now 30 years, I think this is the 31st, we're proud to say we have given $950,000 back into the community to these nonprofit organizations. We're very proud of that. We are proud to be a sponsor of this event, and we want to congratulate the award winners, those moving into the Hall of Fame induction, and certainly the Erin Ritchey Award winners. Thank you for listening, and we hope you have a wonderful event.
Hi, I'm Montgomery County Commissioner Judy Dodge, and I'm here with my fellow commissioners Carolyn Rice and Debbie Lieberman. You know, we enjoy going to the luncheon every single year and seeing everyone, and we just couldn't be more excited for the winners this year. You know, they do so much in our community. They have jobs, they're artists, they do all sorts of things, and they're so passionate about what they do, and we're so proud of each and every one of them. And it's just so sad that we couldn't be there this year, but we're here in spirit, and we're congratulating everybody again, all the people also that nominated them, because they see everything that they do and the nice things that they do for our community. So again, we just want to say congratulations to them, and we miss you all, and hopefully next year we'll be there in person. But until then, please everybody stay safe, stay healthy.
We began the Developmental Disabilities Hall of Fame as a way of recognizing and honoring people with developmental disabilities for who they were as citizens. These are people that have dignity and respect and abilities, and they're here to share that with us as a community. And after that first year, there was no turning back. And it was so empowering for all of us that a few years after the Hall of Fame, and we saw the heroes that emerged from the Hall of Fame, we started looking at the people that were there beside them and behind them. And so we developed the Erin Ritchey Memorial Awards. There was a wonderful little girl named Erin Ritchey, and she was one of those pioneers. She was just a tiny little thing ready to go to school, but she was a pioneer like so many of the people with developmental disabilities have been. And she was on the cusp of going to a public school when her life was tragically lost. And we thought no better way to recognize the people, the mothers and the fathers and the advocates and the professionals, than to take all of the donations that had come in her honor and establish the Erin Ritchey Memorial Awards. Every year the excitement grows for the new person that's coming in. The same thing happens to them. It's that same feeling of becoming something that you always knew you were, but now people recognize it. And just try to stop them now. It's been unleashed, this power to speak and to have a voice and to know who you are and to know that I'm as valued and as respected and needed and important as anybody else.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the 32nd Annual Developmental Disabilities Hall of Fame and the 31st anniversary of the Erin Ritchey Memorial Awards. I'm Nancy Wilson. I'm from K99.1 FM from Cox Media Group, Ohio. This is my 4th year serving as MC for this amazing event, and I'm so happy to join you again as we pay tribute to some remarkably accomplished individuals. The Hall of Fame is where we recognize people who have made exceptional, sustained contributions to advocacy, the arts, athletics, community service, employment, or who have, through sustained personal accomplishments, shown a light that is so bright that they have shown others how to dream bigger, work harder, and achieve more. Because of these contributions and achievements, every one of today's inductees is a superhero in their own right. It's time to celebrate them. So let's get down to business. We have 5 exceptional individuals to recognize. And what better way to honor them than by inducting them into the Montgomery County Developmental Disabilities Hall of Fame. So we have 5 exceptional individuals to recognize. Now, since I'm not one of them, I'm going to pass the cape on to our first recipient. The first of the 2020 Hall of Fame Awards, the Advocacy Award, goes to Tori Brown. Tori is a founding member of Voices Matter, a self-advocacy group for people with developmental disabilities in Montgomery County, founded in 2016. His passion for advocacy and for helping people with DD live better lives has led him to speak about disability-related issues in numerous places. At self-advocacy conferences in public schools, at events for transition-age youth with developmental disabilities, and to college students. He also helped develop and present trainings to public employers and medical school students focusing on how to improve service, outcomes for people with developmental disabilities. These trainings were highly rated and very well received. Tori emerged as a leader within the Voices Matter group through his regular attendance at meetings and his willingness to mentor others in the art of advocacy. He provided invaluable leadership in developing presentations, championing new ideas, and leading new initiatives that have improved the advocacy skills of team members. He embraced the group's efforts to educate local law enforcement agencies about developmental disabilities and is viewed as both a collaborator and an expert in disability issues by the Beaver Creek Police Department. When the opportunity emerged to start the first inclusive Optimist International Club in the United States with members from the Voices Matter group, Tori embraced it. He was elected president of the club by members with and without developmental disabilities and has served in that role for 2 years, helping plan its efforts and providing guidance. But Tori didn't stop there. The next year, he helped start the Partners Optimist Club, which raised more than $1,000 to support initiatives for children in Montgomery County. Tori has gone above and beyond the call of duty, volunteering his time and expertise as a disability advocate at countless places. As a leader, he he has a significant impact in educating the public about disabilities and in helping and supporting people with disabilities to speak up for themselves and others. When Tori's fellow group members informed him that he was chosen for this award in a recent self-advocacy meeting, he said, "I couldn't have earned this without the self-advocacy teams."
I've been doing advocacy work since I was in high school. Advocating for yourself can be a very useful tool because some people think just because you are in this position, we can't talk or think for ourselves. I don't want the young people coming out of school going into the workforce to be looked over or looked down upon. That's a skill that I hope today's seniors don't lose, because that's a skill that you can use for life.
Congratulations, Tori, on this special recognition, and thank you for being the advocate, a superhero that stands up for others' rights. Our Hall of Fame Arts Award is awarded to a superhero we call the Visionary, Kenny Miller. According to his nominator, Christina Gluck, Kenny is a gifted and motivated artist who draws on his communication and mobility barriers to create his unique and award-winning works. His success as an artist can, in many ways, be attributed to his ability to use his artistic vision in combination with his disability to create art that communicates in ways others are unable. Qualities that some might perceive as limitations have helped Kenny create a unique style that expresses a world of joy, energy, movement, and communicate who he is in mind and spirit. Not someone with limitations, but someone who can achieve great things. His achievements include participation in numerous juried art events, including Art and Soul at Accessible Expressions, Ohio, multiple times. He's sold 18 pieces of art in the past year and displayed his works at the Springfield Art Museum and Edison State Community College Gallery. Last December, 3 of his pieces were chosen from among 100 artist submissions for a show hosted by the Dayton Society of Artists, the most of any artist exhibiting. What's more, his work was submitted without any information regarding the artist. It was merely placed next to all the other submissions and given the opportunity to stand on its own merits. His acceptance into the exhibition has had a significant impact on artists with and without disabilities and led the DSA to request a solo exhibition in one of their galleries this month. Kenny's art has bridged a gap between artists with disabilities and artists without disabilities, opening the community's perception and understanding of art for and by all, Christina says. His success will lead to more opportunities for other artists with disabilities. Thank you, Kenny, for being the visionary superhero that is opening doors for others and for sharing your amazing artistic talents. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Our next award, the 2020 Hall of Fame Employment Award, is given to Joshua Wilson. Joshua has many superpowers, one of which is his work ethic. He's been employed by McGregor Surmount Corporation in Brookville for more than 10 years. He started working part-time in an employment enclave assembling circuit boards, where his dedication and talents allowed him to excel. His efficiency and accuracy led his supervisors to entrust him with greater responsibilities and new tasks daily, even training and mentoring his peers and new hires. Soon, Joshua was hired as a full-time regular employee with benefits. Any and all supervisors here at McGregor would be willing to speak to what kind of worker and quality individual Joshua is, says his nominator and former supervisor, Vicki Force. He has never let them down. Not only does he complete his tasks with excellence, he's incredibly flexible and takes on new tasks with ease. One of the best qualities he brings to work, she says, is his respectful, friendly attitude, which he maintains throughout each workday. His dedication also led him to work throughout the pandemic, respectful of COVID-19 safety protocols and social distancing requirements. His can-do approach to work, combined with his humble personality, have led him to volunteer for special assignments, including interviews with Dayton area news media outlets showing working people with developmental disabilities, and a billboard series highlighting their accomplishments. Joshua is not only a role model to the 16 people with developmental disabilities who work here part-time, he's also one for his non-disabled co-workers, says Vicki. He leads the way for others, breaking down barriers and showing people just how much people with developmental disabilities do.
My name is Joshua Daniel Wilson, and I work at McGregor. I reintegrate the tiny parts of the refrigerators, such as tube and gluing, building parts, and plug them and unplug them. It makes me feel so excited, very proud. I would like to say thank you for Vicki Force and to my co-workers, to be there for them, to work, to learn, to work hard, and learn to be a team player.
Joshua's superhero name could be Super Worker, for he truly is that. Congratulations, Joshua, on this special recognition. We have two winners in the Hall of Fame Personal Accomplishment Award category for this year of 2020. The first, Mandy McMurtry, is a person with the kind of heart and bravery embodied in superheroes. Mandy has battled breast cancer not only once, but twice, and her most recent diagnosis was stage 4 liver cancer. Most people learning of a cancer diagnosis would be devastated, as it is life-changing. Yet her nominator, Renee Fott, says Mandy did not let her diagnosis change who she is or define her. She met her diagnosis head-on and fought her cancer into remission. As you can imagine, this wasn't easy. She was placed on a very strict diet. No sugar, no carbohydrates, and no red meat, and has faced countless rounds of chemotherapy. And Mandy faced many, many dark days where she was tired and sick from her chemo. No matter how ill or terrible she felt, though, Mandy was a ray of sunshine and always had a smile on her face. She didn't let anything stand in her way, especially when it came to attending day programming and seeing her friends. The only days she was absent from programming were when she had to visit her oncologist. The next day, she would be back, acting as if nothing had happened the day before. While bravery, tenacity, and determination are words many use to describe superheroes, these words also apply to Mandy. She's a cancer survivor and a true warrior, the epitome of what someone can accomplish if they put their mind to it and maintain a positive attitude.
I would like to thank my sister Mary and her family and Renee for this award, for getting this award.
Congratulations, Mandy, on your induction into the Hall of Fame, and thank you for showing us your superhero fighter strength. Our next and last Hall of Fame award is also for a superhero in achievement. Let me tell you about him. Last year, at the Hall of Fame and Erin Ritchey Memorial Awards, the multi-talented James Moon sang a powerful rendition of the song, "This Is Me," from the movie The Greatest Showman. A tune many see as an anthem of power and pride for people who are disenfranchised or face challenges. Many people in the crowd of 300 plus that day had no idea that James has Tourette's syndrome, a disorder that causes challenges in speaking. Nor did they know that he made time to perform that song in the midst of final exams at Wright State University. A year later, James was awarded a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communications from Wright State. Although he did not get to enjoy a traditional graduation ceremony due to the COVID pandemic, James took pride in his accomplishment. His nominator, SSA Rob Sukol, says James was raised with a strong internal motivation and work ethic. His mother, Letitia, has always encouraged him to push himself, and he harnessed that drive and work ethic to reach his goals in the classroom. Half of James' last semester of college was virtual due to COVID, yet he adapted just as he overcame his diagnosed learning barriers.
In a call it just something that I didn't think God would ever do. Didn't think God would be honored. Let alone go into the Hall of Fame. Humbling, from it's insane. It is a blessing.
You can see that James is one of those people I mentioned earlier, a person that shines a light that is so bright, they show others how to dream bigger, work harder, and achieve more. Thank you, James, for sharing your achiever's superpowers, and welcome to the Hall of Fame.
I would like to thank everyone who has supported me, always had my back. You guys have all been a big part in I am successful.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Davis, Director of the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities. I'm here to offer, and I'm so appreciative of the chance to offer, some comments on the Montgomery County Developmental Disabilities Hall of Fame and the Erin Ritchey Memorial Award winners. I think that is absolutely fantastic. The 32nd year. I don't know if many of you know, but I had the humbling honor of working for Director Richie for 8 years, and he knows he has my eternal affection. So I understand these awards, I understand what they mean and the value of them. And so to all of you present and to you award winners, I can't say anything other than how genuinely appreciative I am, and congratulations. I think it is outstanding for all of you have done, each of you, for all that you have done. So thank you so very much. Please know that, in this current environment, I have seen just remarkable effort out of so many, and patience and strength where many didn't know perhaps that we had it individually and collectively. And so it is, I'm so happy that you're moving forward with this, and I am so very honored, right, to be a part of it, even if it is virtual and remote. So thank you again for all that you've done. Congratulations to those of you, the award winners. That is absolutely remarkable and so well deserved. Thank you.
That wraps up our Hall of Fame inductions for 2020. Now we're going to turn the program over to Ken and Nancy Ritchie, who are going to give out our Erin Ritchey Memorial Awards. Ken and Nancy, take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to be here. My wife and I, although unable to be with you today, nevertheless still want to honor all those outstanding individuals within the Montgomery County area who on a daily basis provide needed support to the people we serve. We wish we could be there to personally thank each of you who's won an award and those nominated, but the pandemic will not allow that to occur. I also want to offer a quick opportunity of thank you to the County Board, County Commissioners, and all those behind the scenes who support these efforts on an annual basis. Again, Nancy and I thank you. For 31 years, my wife and I have given out these awards in memory of our daughter, Erin. For those of you that didn't know our daughter, Erin was part of the County Board's programs when she was with us, and then transitioned to the public schools when she entered the first grade in a special program. After her passing, we came up with the idea, along with the support of many others, to recognize those people who do so well on a regular daily basis and yet are failed to be mentioned and honored. So the awards were created to honor those unsung heroes, those unsung superheroes of our community. Before we get started, I would like to pay tribute to an individual who passed away recently, but was a leading community figure in Montgomery County, and that was Brenda Whitney, the former executive director of the Resident Home Association. Brenda was a pioneer in developing homes in community settings for people with disabilities. Her legacy will live on through all the people she served and worked with during her time with Resident Home Association. The first award that I'm presenting is the Achievement Award. And this year we have 2 winners in this category. So let me take a few minutes to discuss each of them. Our first winner is Antoine McKnight. Antoine is someone that had to overcome some pretty significant fears to get where he has ended up today. One of his greatest fears was leaving the day-hab environment to pursue employment in the community. With the help of Melissa Engel at Boundless Community Pathways, Antoine found a job at Casanos, and his life literally took off from that point. He learned some of the soft skills associated with employment and began interviewing for jobs. When he was employed at Casanos, the staff there immediately recognized his potential. His reliability, his ability to learn quickly, and his follow-through made him someone co-workers could count on. Soon, in addition to operating machinery, he was learning teamwork and leadership skills. Today, Antoine is a valued employee, one that Casanos has promoted to the position of trainer. Tim reports that his job has given him confidence and a positive attitude, and these qualities have spilled over into other areas of his life. He now leads his individual service plan meetings and helps develop his own outcomes.
I feel amazing. I'm happy, feel confident. I can say we work as a teamwork, People help me out sometimes when I need help. That made me, feel confident about myself. It was hard at first, but now it's an easy job. Father, my mother, and the people at my job. If it wasn't for them, I would not be here right now. I'm just happy.
Congratulations, Antoine. You are truly a superhero. Our next Achievement Award is for a person whose superhero powers led him literally to save a life. Mark Gay returned home from Good Sam Homes, where he worked making birdhouses, and noticed that his mother had not left for her job. When he went to check on her, he found her lying on the floor in her bedroom. Unable to get to her from his wheelchair, he called out asking if she was okay. When she did not move and gave a weak response, Mark called paramedics, providing directions and waiting for them to arrive. As he waited, he called family members and informed them of what had happened. Later at the hospital, Mark discovered that his mother had suffered a stroke, a medical emergency that cuts off blood flow to the brain and deprives it of oxygen cells. It turns out Mark's quick responses helped his mother to get the life-saving treatment she needed, but he didn't tell anyone about this because he didn't think he did anything special. It was, in fact, only several months later that his service and support administrator, Mike Heidekamp, learned how Mark had helped his mother and saved her life. Mike promptly nominated him for this award. Mark's mother says that if it weren't for his quick actions, she wouldn't be alive today. With his courage, quick thinking, and willingness to act, Mark showed that even in the most stressful and challenging of situations, you can make an important difference.
When I came in the house, then I said, "Grandma, I love you." When I got back from work, that when I saw her laying on the floor, then I said, "Mom, is you alright? Is you alright?" She just shook her head, said, "Yes, yes." Then when I went in my room, picked up the phone, Dial 911. I said I have to do what I gotta do to save a life. And that's what I did.
Every time Mark tells me, I start to cry because for him to be, I'm just so proud of him and the love that he showed me, that he got me up out that situation I was in. And so every time he tells me, I start to cry. And Mark, I just want to tell you that I'm just so thankful for you. And I'm glad you're my son. And you did a good job.
Thanks.
You did a good job. And you don't ever have to be afraid. Because I'm here for you. We in this together. I love you, son.
Thanks. Love you.
Give me some stickers. When Mike told me that he was receiving a reward, I said, a reward? What you getting a reward for, Mark? And he said, for saving your life. I thought that was so awesome. And I was so proud of Mark, you know. And I'm thankful that he's receiving this award. But what's in his heart means the most to me. Mark, you are my hero.
Congratulations to Mark, a superhero with life-saving powers. Our next award, 2020 Business Award. This year, we are proud to honor Olive Garden Restaurant number 1588. Olive Garden Restaurant number 1588 in Vandalia was nominated by our friends with the Montgomery County Stillwater Center. And this was because of Olive Garden and their staff's commitment to diversity and inclusion with people with disabilities. For a great many years, the staff and management of this Olive Garden restaurant have welcomed people with severe and profound intellectual and developmental disabilities into their restaurant. While they treat Stillwater residents with kindness and respect, their efforts go beyond basic good business, according to Carol O'Neill of Stillwater Center, who nominated the restaurant for this award. When Stillwater residents visit, they enjoy a wonderful restaurant experience where they feel they are truly part of the community. Staff prepare the meals to the diet consistency of each person, and service is attentive and inclusive. The result is a community outing that enriches the lives of Stillwater's residents, while other patrons gain positive exposure to people with significant developmental disabilities. Jeff Shimitz and Jody Oten, the restaurant's managers, say that hospitality and inclusion are core values of their restaurant. We love serving our friends from Stillwater and want them to have a great experience each and every time they visit our restaurant.
Well, while it's nice to be recognized, it's even nicer to be given the opportunity to serve the disadvantaged in our community and then give them a place where they feel comfortable going out to eat and just joining our community. Our organization offers opportunities to all walks of life, just part of our philosophy. It's wonderful. The Stillwater residents, they come to our restaurant almost every week. And we know when they're coming that we're going to have to do a little something special for them with their setup, with their dietary concerns. And they thank us so much. So it's really not that much of a hassle. It's just a pleasure to get them taken care of.
Olive Garden Restaurant number 1588 is an outstanding example of a business that promotes community inclusion and provides a positive setting for the local community to meet people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Please join me in saluting their staff. Another award we are honored to give is the Carl Day Volunteer Service Award. Carl Day was a long-term MC for our awards, and although we miss him, we still honor him with this award. This year we present the award to 2 chapters of a volunteer organization that worked together to launch a groundbreaking program for people with developmental disabilities. In July of 2018, members of the Greene County Optimist Club and the Kettering Noon Optimist Club met with self-advocacy groups from Montgomery and Greene counties. and talk to them about starting a club in their area. After explaining the Optimist movement and its goals of community service, assisting youth, and developing self, a significant number of the self-advocates expressed a desire to participate. Sue Armstrong, Pat Beam, and Jennifer and Tom Kendo of the Greene County and Kettering Optimist Clubs worked with the self-advocates to form a new club called the Greenmont Optimist, where people with and without developmental disabilities would collaborate together to set goals and carry out initiatives that would benefit the community. 2 years later, the Green Club is going strong, with 20 members who are building connections in the community through common goals and interests. With the assistance from Sue, Pat, Jennifer, and Tom, members have undertaken several service projects, including writing cards of encouragement to people residing in a local nursing home and making toys for the Siska Pet Adoption and Wellness Center. Thanks to their involvement with the members of the Greenmont Club, Sue, Pat, Jennifer, and Tom have a better understanding of developmental disabilities and have become ambassadors for people with DD. They also help start other Optimist groups within provider organizations, including groups at Partners in Community Living and We Care Arts. Their outreach and volunteerism led members of the Voices of Greene County and Voices Matter of Montgomery County to nominate the two Optimist clubs for the Carl Day Volunteer Service Award.
The Kettering Noon Optimist and Greene Optimist are part of an international organization, Optimist International. We are a group of over 2,000 clubs with over 60,000 members worldwide. Optimist International developed a program to build clubs with an inclusive membership. A group of Dayton area optimists loved this new program and approached the Voices Matter Montgomery County and Voices of Greene County advocacy groups. We shared an opportunity for community service and inclusive membership, a group where we could help develop leadership skills, enhance personal growth, and provide service to the community. The advocacy members were thrilled to join such an organization. It was the birth of the Greenmont Voices Optimist Club.
I love the work that we do with the Greenmont Voices Optimist Club. I love putting together and helping them be able to create projects and work on those. Combine all of the materials that they need so that we can work and learn how to make something that we are giving back to the community. I love their interaction. They give us new ideas. They tell us what they want. And then we get that resource person to come and speak with us. And we help them with creating something and knowing that we are all working together as a unit to give back to our great community.
I personally have not had a lot of experience in working with individuals with disabilities, but I feel, as being a member of this group, that I have gained self-confidence in working with people of all abilities.
Thank you for extending your hand in friendship and for helping expand the horizons for people with developmental disabilities. We're proud to present to you, our volunteer heroes, today's award. Our next award is a community award. This year, we are thrilled to recognize the Dayton Dragons professional baseball team located in Dayton, Ohio, and its staff for their extraordinary commitment to inclusion of people with developmental disabilities. For the past 11 summers, the Dayton Dragons have sponsored a free summer baseball clinic for the Montgomery County Board of Developmental Disability Services at their ballpark in downtown Dayton. The team holds this event in July or August of each year, and it serves as a high point of the summer for many people with DD who are invited to enjoy a morning on the field, running bases, tossing baseballs with Dragons players, and most important, getting their autographs. Nearly 400 people with developmental disabilities from Montgomery, Greene, Franklin, Clark, and Warren counties turn out for this special event, along with their family members and their providers. Aside from the baseball clinic, the Dragons provide the board's Recreation Services Department with hundreds of free regular season game tickets each year, making it possible for far more people with DD to access this event. But the Dragons' commitment doesn't end there. They also support human service activities countywide, sponsoring events at the stadium that support the Human Service Levy campaign. The Dragons team and staff have been a great partner for the Montgomery County Board of DD over the years, enriching the lives of countless people with developmental disabilities with their generosity and service. We're honored to recognize them with the Erin Ritchey Community Award for 2020 and thank them for all they do for our community.
You know, our partnership, the Dayton Dragons with the Montgomery County Board of Developmental Disability Services, is an important part of what we do to give back each and every year to our community. And again, this has been since day one. We don't do that for attention in the media. We do it because it's the right thing. And that's what we should be doing, is to include those and provide an invaluable experience here at Day-Air Ballpark for those individuals. I've been a part of that personally and seen that with my own eyes. And it's so rewarding, and it's just so much fun to see the joy on their faces when they're here for their annual baseball clinic or the actual Dragons game. Part of the event, the annual baseball clinic, is actually involving Dragons players. And that is part of Dragons philosophy and our organization, but even the Cincinnati Reds as well. And so these players, which are pretty young when they're here with us at Day-Air Ballpark, they get a kick out of being asked to come out and participate and volunteer their time for this type of event. My favorite part is seeing them toss the tennis balls, which is what we use in lieu of an actual hard baseball, and get to throw on the field here at the ballpark with those individuals. And it's just a great time. And that's just one of the many things that we do at the annual baseball clinic for this particular event. On behalf of the Dayton Dragons, I would like to say congratulations to all of the Hall of Fame award winners. You are our superheroes.
I will now be turning over the video to my wife Nancy, who will present the remainder of our awards. However, as I depart, I must put on my cape so that I can leave in a quick manner. Have a good day, everybody, and you're all superheroes to us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nancy Ritchey. I'm Erin Ritchey's mother, and I get the treat of giving the awards to the next 4 people. Our next category recognizes a physician and educator whose work demonstrates a strong commitment to the needs of people with developmental disabilities. This year, we'd like to present the Erin Ritchey Educator Award to David Schuster, MD. Dr. Schuster has served as medical director of the Rehabilitation Institute at Miami Valley Hospital and currently serves as a clinical professor at the Wright State University, Boonshoff School of Medicine, where he has taught since 1990. In his work with Wright State, Dr. Schuster educates 4th-year medical students about intellectual and developmental disabilities through a class called Medicine and the Holocaust. During this class, he addresses how Nazis treated people with developmental disabilities and challenges students to think about humanity at its deepest level. He then takes them to Montgomery County's Stillwater Center, where they learn about and interact with people who have significant and often severe disabilities. Dr. Schuster believes that meeting people with such disabilities face to face helps his students develop empathy for the person by exposing them to the person's situation, feelings, and needs. It also gives them the opportunity to explore how to connect with them so they can deliver more compassionate and appropriate care.
So what's most important for a medical student and for all of us is to see a person as a person, and that every person has value. For us to see value in every human is for us to see value in all of humanity. I want to say thank you so very much for the Erin Ritchey Award. It is an honor to me, but mostly it is an honor to the survivors that speak to the medicine and the Holocaust class. It is an honor to the students, to the other faculty, and mostly an honor to the people I consider the superheroes, which are the residents of Stillwater, the families of those residents, and the staff at Stillwater.
Thank you, Dr. Schuster, for illuminating the dignity in every person and for your efforts to ensure compassionate and empathetic medical treatment for all. The next category, Erin's Award, is near and dear to our heart, as it's named for our daughter. It is designed to honor the efforts of parents, family members, and guardians of people with DD. This year, we are honored to present the award to Robert F. Raggio. Bob spent more than 6 years as a volunteer for the Montgomery County Board of Developmental Disabilities Human Rights Committee, retiring from the group in September 2020. This committee meets monthly to evaluate plans and assessments for individuals with developmental disabilities for whom restrictive measures are proposed. Bob's contributions to the board and the Human Rights Committee were not a responsibility he took lightly. He rarely missed a committee meeting and spent hours before each session reviewing plans and proposals. His concern for all individuals with developmental disabilities was evident in his work. He always prioritized the basic human rights of the individual and pushed the authors of the plans to exhaust all options before implementing any restrictive measure. He also considered how much such measures would impact not only the person for whom they were intended, but also others in their lives as well. Bob's efforts to honor and respect the rights of people served ensures better outcomes and improve the quality of life for individuals with developmental disabilities in Montgomery County.
Mr. and Mrs. Ritchie, thank you for your kind remarks. It's an honor to be here today and to accept an award, especially named after your daughter. The Human Rights Committee is an integral part, an important integral part of the entire process. In fact, it's the end of the process. Whenever we have a plan that has been put together for an individual and it contains a restrictive measure of any sort, that plan has to go before the Human Rights Committee for review and approval. And so that way, the person's personal rights are guaranteed, and we guard against any rights for those with disabilities, especially those who can't speak for themselves. So it's been an honor to serve on this committee. Frankly, I have to tell you, I don't know where 6 years went. And if anyone would like to share in an experience like this, I would certainly advocate doing it. It's very rewarding, and you really feel like you make a difference in the lives of individuals. And I thank you very much for this award.
Thank you, Bob, for your thoughtful, caring service. Your contributions make you a hero to many. The next award we have is the 2020 Spirit Award. The Spirit Award recognizes excellence among administrative management or supervisory staff working in the field of developmental disabilities. This year's recipient, MCBDDS, Assistant Superintendent Kamar Gage, was nominated by a team of people with special insight into his work, the people he manages. These folks provided countless examples of his leadership and dedication to people with DD. The tornadoes that struck Montgomery County around 11 p.m. on Memorial Day in 2019, some of you may remember that, affected thousands of people in Montgomery County, including 179 people with developmental disabilities. Although these storms came perilously close to the area where Kamar lives, one of his colleagues who was texting with him that evening reported that as soon as the storms passed through, he drove out to assess damage to group homes and spent the early morning hours contacting providers to gather information for their needs. By 7:30 a.m., he had the board's residential and family services leadership team ready to check on people served. As soon as retailers opened that morning, he was out purchasing and distributing essential supplies to people with DD and the providers that serve them. He also set up generators at group homes and found temporary housing for people who receive services from the board, including those that live in a local intermediate care facility stricken by the storm. In the days and weeks that followed, he took it upon himself to patrol neighborhoods where group homes were damaged or destroyed to discourage looting of possessions. His compassion isn't limited to times of crisis, however. Another staff member highlighted small things he does to enrich the lives of people served, to standing in line for hours to buy televisions for residences at Black Friday sales, moving individuals' possessions with his personal vehicle, and making music CDs for individuals who love a specific artist. He also makes people feel valued.
First of all, congratulations to everyone who's been nominated and winning an award today. And then secondly, thank you to all my staff and those who felt that I was worthy of such an award. I know that typically I'm not one to want to be in the spotlight, but also too, it's nice every once in a while to be recognized for your efforts. The Memorial Day tornadoes were devastating to Montgomery County. Thank you to everyone who nominated me, and it's good to be a part of this group who has receiving this special recognition.
These examples make it easy to see that Kamar is a leader who truly cares about the lives of people with developmental disabilities, and we're honored to present him with the Spirit Award today, this superhero. For our last award category, we have the Direct Support Award. The year 2020 has been one of the most challenging for those who provide direct care for people with DD. And rather than single out one person, we've chosen to recognize the efforts of hundreds of direct support professionals that serve our community. Working as a direct support professional during a worldwide health crisis takes a special kind of person, one that puts the needs of others before their own. From the time the stay-at-home order was announced to the current day, these essential workers have put their own health and well-being and those of their families on the line. They have been placed in the most difficult situations imaginable, wearing masks, gloves, and protective gear all day, every day, covering co-workers' shifts as well as their own when called upon to do so, and working in environments where people are actively infected. Some independent direct support professionals have even stepped up to supplement the workforce of providers affected with staffing crises, volunteering to work where COVID-19 breakouts are in full swing. As the virus continues to spread, these professionals have been called upon to limit their interaction with people, even their own families, to prevent spreading the virus among the people they work with. Caregiving at its best is extremely difficult work, but the efforts demonstrated by direct support professionals during the COVID-19 pandemic have been nothing short of heroic. We want to thank all DSPs in our region for their service and sacrifice, and salute them and their selflessness for efforts that make a real difference in the health and safety of the people you serve. Thank you, superheroes. That wraps up the 2020 Erin Ritchey Memorial Awards. We'd like to thank you for tuning in and for helping us celebrate today's winners. We encourage you to think about the people you know who are out there doing great things and improving the quality of life for people with developmental disabilities, and nominate them. Nominate them for our 2021 awards. For more information about nominating a person or organization, contact the MCBDDS Communications Department. Please continue to wear your masks, wash your hands, and observe social distancing so you and those you care about stay safe and healthy. We'll see you next year.
This event and our services here in Montgomery County are funded largely in part to the generosity of the Shared Human Services Levy. We thank our county leaders, the taxpayers, and all of those involved who make our wonderful system of DDS in Montgomery County possible.
To end before we go, Cairo and I, this is Cairo saw our capes and he wanted one too because he heard about all the wonderful superheroes and he wanted a cape even though he's not a superhero. He saw me putting mine on. We thank you, we support you, and we are so proud of our superheroes who make our lives just better each day. Thank you.